Ministers, I'm happy to take time to just speak on this debate for a few minutes. I want to welcome those in the gallery who are here, and I'm sure it's telling that they feel they have to bring their children into this chamber to try and get their message across. And what's amazing to me is that I remember when Simon Harris was Minister for Health and we were talking about a task force for scoliosis and spina bifida. And that's at this stage, I think, 8 years ago. It'll tell you the progress that we're making. And I'm somebody who has a personal story about scoliosis because I have a cousin who had it, and I was quite close to the family while they were going through that. And that's more than a few years ago. But I've seen, and that man now, as a young man, thankfully, has had his surgery and is doing terribly well. But again, the delays were inordinate, and he suffered greatly. And it's amazing when we look at patients who are in distress, we all want to see, can we do something? If you're there looking at the bedside, anybody, you feel you want to do something. And how is it that we can travel 8, 10, 12 years and be making such slow progress? And I would say the waiting lists are indicative of the fact that, you know, what we are doing is not working. And Minister, you highlighted, I think, in your opening address there, your concern about the €19 million that you made. And you said it appears that, you know, not all of this was directed at the area that you'd hoped. And I'd say to you, surprise, surprise, because hospital management teams, when they are short on resources, when resources come available, they are going to direct them where they feel they need to be expedited. So I think the idea of a task force to look at this whole area is absolutely required, because what we have done is not working. And I don't like reviews, and especially I don't like reviews that are not independently chaired in management. And I think that what you're talking about here at the moment with this new management policy that you've announced will not be independent enough, I would suggest to you. The other thing I'd say to you, Minister, is I've never heard comprehensive statements made about the idea of trying to take scoliosis and spina bifida patients outside of the country for treatment. And I understand there's a significant cost, and I understand there's a significant wraparound service post-surgery and support for the families and all of that. But surely in the light of the waiting lists, where people are waiting 3, 4, 5 years for spinal surgery, this is something that we should be looking at properly. So what I'd ask you, Minister, is firstly your confidence in the strategy that you've outlined in terms of that you feel this is going to deliver. And, you know, I applaud the fact that you're optimistic about it. But as I said to you, I think this needs to be done from the outside looking in. I don't believe in inside reviews looking out. And I think you will find that the 19 million that you directed, firstly, if there is money gone, it's gone astray. It's not gone into anybody's pockets. It's gone trying to resource other emergency services in the hospital. And secondly, I would say to you, it's probably not enough. And that begs the question, how much are you planning to put into a new initiative for spina bifida and spinal surgery, Minister? Just in terms of some of the other comments that were made in terms of the motions that are asking, making the best use of international services. And I know you've opened another theatre in Temple Street, but again I'd ask you, is that enough? And you've highlighted at Kappa Hospital, you know, you seek to put more money in there. I'm not sure the expertise is there, so I suppose we're going to have to wait until the new Children's Hospital is open. And it seems to me that that is being put as the panacea that's going to solve all of these problems in paediatric care. And I would put it to you, Minister, that it won't. It won't until we get dedicated teams on the ground. And we are going to have to bring in outside specialists in the meantime. You cannot just magic up orthopaedic surgeons who have an ability to go to spinal surgery, as well you know. And that is one of the problems. And I think we should be looking at a model whereby we are bringing in people, if necessary, from the States on short-term contracts and pay them the exorbitant money they are going to demand to deal with these waiting lists and to satisfy the needs of children who cannot afford to wait longer, and to take the stress of families and parents who at this stage must be asking themselves, what do we have to do to try and receive care, you know, adequate care in this state? So, Minister, I would support the Sinn Féin position in terms of an external task force. I think that is, at the very least, what must be done.